Good morning, everybody. This is our astrology weather forecast for May 2nd, 2025. Moon continues cruising through Cancer. Sun and Saturn are semi square, more so as the day goes on. And Venus and Neptune come into an exact conjunction at 1 degree in Aries today. So there's a few things going on. We have Uh, the undercurrent of comfort and safety, security, wanting some kind of continuity with Moon cruising through Cancer. Sun and Saturn are looking for some kind of straightening out or responsibility or wake up call where we look at the uh, consequences of things, the finality of things, the structure of things, and we get more real concerning what's actually available to us. And then we have this very important conjunction of Venus and Neptune. So we have questioning with Sun in a hard aspect to Saturn about what's real and what's actually worth putting our energy, our attention into. The Sun Saturn stuff is always about having some energy putting to pruning out the things that are preventing us from getting to the kind of goal that we want, having the kind of life that we really want. And sometimes it will happen, that pruning will happen by us feeling challenged in such a way that we back off or give up or reorient ourselves because we're like, "Oh, I don't want to deal with that obstacle anymore. I don't want to push back against this anymore. I see that this is not working, or this shouldn't be this hard, or is this really in alignment with what I want if it's not going in the direction of as I want?" And maybe I do need to push harder and work harder. Maybe I need to give up. See, it's different for different people. Depends on what you're doing and well, what the challenges are. Some of us, we may need to put our shoulder to the wheel and continue to put more energy and effort into something to see an outcome. And for others, we can feel like, you know what, enough. I can read the tea leaves. I'm gonna redirect my energy in a way towards something that's just easier, or is more alignment with my heart, my soul. And it's just more of what I want. So that's something we're looking at here. With Venus conjunct to Neptune at that 1 degree point in Aries, alongside this more serious aspect between Sun and Saturn, this is interesting. It does add a layer of complexity onto a aspect, this conjunction between Venus and Neptune that typically is more about seeing what we want to believe or being absorbed in what spirits us away. Or I mean, this can be a really good conjunction in some of our lives. It depends on your level of clarity and um what are you doing when it comes to Neptune? Are you swimming in a pool of illusions, or are you really pursuing something greater than just the singular egoic self? This is an interesting time with Neptune going through Aries because we see the rise and fall of empires. with Neptune going through Aries, we see the disintegration of it, and then we see the rise and fall. The disintegration as Neptune goes through Pisces, and then the rise and fall, the beginning, the initiation of things as Neptune goes through Aries. Aries is that first sign. And it's that assertion of the personal will. I'm going to come into my membership group today and talk more about the politics associated with all of this and the financial aspects of things, the trends that we can see. I don't tend to do that publicly because I don't really want to deal with the kind of attention that that brings. But if you're interested in the kind of information that is there, you can join my membership group here on YouTube. So we are dealing with what's real with Venus and Neptune conjunct in Aries. And if we already have some legitimate, real, beautiful things to connect with, enjoy, celebrate, immerse ourselves in, this is a fabulous conjunction. We can feel really in tune with nature, with what's divine, with what's beautiful, with what's soft, with what invites us to a better experience of life and love. This can be such an inspirational, beautiful conjunction. Neptune is a slippery fish. It can represent a new cycle of illusion, and collectively and socially, that is what is happening. Personally, it can be a new cycle where you are able to cut through some of that and you are able to really understand what your values are. With Venus having gone retrograde and now going forward again, coming into Aries, it brings all that reevaluation with us. What do we really want? What are we willing to spend our time, our money, our attention on? And so if we have identified more succinctly and clearly our value and what we value, what we want, because if you're really honest about what you want, then there's an authenticity that comes with that. This is why a lot of us hide it from ourselves. If you can't identify what you want or who you are, you're hiding from yourself in some way. You're a mystery to yourself for a reason. So those personal mysteries, if we are unclear about who we are, what we want, where we're going, that puts us in a really bad position to be led by those who give us the kind of information, the feelings, direction that does fill that gap. You can be easily seduced, easily led. If you don't know what you want, where you're going, who you are, if you are steeped in personal confusion, if you haven't done your shadow work, it is extraordinarily easy to be influenced, to be led, to be captured by those Neptunian dreams. So Commit yourself to starting a new cycle, because that's what conjunctions are. It's the beginning of a new cycle. Commit yourself to starting a new cycle of spiritual preservation, preservation of harmony, preservation of personal wealth. Where does your wealth lie? With Neptune, we see it's more than just money. It's more than just stuff. It could be family. It could be what you already have. It could be your pets. It could be your surroundings, your community. What is it that enriches your life? It's got to be more than just money. Because money is what leads us, it's what gets us those beautiful things. If we just have money in itself, then we're just a Scrooge. You know, we got a bunch of stuff and a bunch of wealth, but we don't have what that's supposed to buy, what that's supposed to bring us happiness. So don't get lost in illusion today. Enjoy the beautiful things. But we're going to see the consequences of our illusion and how we are easily led by those who appeal to the egoic self or the egocentric self. Venus, it was very first degrees in Aries. June 10th, Saturn comes to this point. It's just, 5 weeks or so? Saturn comes to 1 degree in Aries, where Venus and Neptune are conjunct today. So this is where we have consequence and conscience. Coming to meet with what is going on today. So there are many people socially that can be feeling like it's all over, it's all good. There is only good things, growth, Neptunian Venus thoughts. You see what you want to see. And sometimes what you want to see is legit. Sometimes it's not. It's a Neptune. You have to know the difference. But when Saturn comes June 10th to about this degree here, around those days, that's where we have this energy of weight, consequence, reality. So if you're prepared for that, you're aware of that, you're looking forward to that, but what you're also appreciating, because we have this conjunction today, appreciating what is. really aligned with you spiritually and value wise, defining those values. We can get really good consequences. Saturn can bring us really good stuff. We always associate him with difficult stuff, but sometimes consequences and karma are very good. In fact, most of the time it is. We tend to notice when it's not, but most of the time things are working out for us. So look at what your values are. The modern value in America is being very much challenged with Neptune going through Aries. The American ideal, of a lot of that being redefined over this 14-year period. And if our collective value is getting away with what you can get away with, because personal and material enrichment is the highest and greatest value, and we will continue to see the disintegration of our system. So I will pop in and talk more about the more social and financial impact of these particular planets in my membership group today. If you're interested in joining that, that's here on YouTube in the membership subscriber section. I will check you guys out later on.